That would have helped if I had added myself to the stage. I was not pouring myself a glass of milk. I was actually drinking some water. Gotta stay hydrated. This is a crazy day, everybody. Started out as anything could happen, and then SoFi selling off. SoFi is pumping. The whole market is pumping. We're over 39. I mean, we're over 6,900 right now. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, SoFi's up almost or 6% now. Nvidia's up over 5%. I mean, the Nvidia Palantir news is pretty crazy. And if this is what we're in store for, I don't even know how the rest of the week goes. I mean, where are we at on S&P right now? 6904. Look, we may get, this is going to sound crazy. If earnings are that good this week, you could see 7,000 next week, which I was not on my bingo card. Really wasn't on my bingo card. I mean, I don't see a bear case. I hate saying this because there's always a bear case. And sure, we could go into recession. That would be next year if that happens. You have unemployment going up. But from an earnings perspective, I mean, the deal that Microsoft just announced today makes me think that there's a huge runway. What Palantir and Nvidia announced makes me think there's a huge runway. I'm really interested in what Alphabet and what Amazon announces because now, coming on the heels of Zuckerberg's announcement with a $27 billion data center and what was just announced with Microsoft, I mean, this is crazy. This is legitimately crazy. All right, now that I may be able to see a little better. Yeah, I think a lot of people said it was going to hit 200. I mean, it keeps pumping. 201.50. It keeps pumping. I mean, not mad at it. Not mad at it. I mean, this is just Microsoft just passed 4 trillion in market cap. Let's see what they're saying. Hold on. Let me bring this up. Hold on. I don't know why I did that. My live feed just cut out. I don't know why. I guess for some reason StreamYard doesn't want me to use a live feed on that. I'll have to ask him why. I did not quit my day job. I actually took a day off for the first time in a long time. Now, hold on. I mean, this is pretty crazy. They're now saying at Piper Sandler, AI trade is more of an AI boom. I haven't heard this yet. I do want to listen to it, so I'm going to bring it up and listen to it with everybody. Give me a sec. Did everybody hear this? No, you guys can't hear this? All right, one sec. Why does that always happen? Oh boy, freaking StreamYard. Oh, that's why. Okay. Here we go.
Well as what we saw in the 1990s and early 2000s with regard to the internet. After the internet, there were a lot of real companies that came out of it. So it wasn't just this speculative bubble with nothing to show for it. And he thinks that's more akin to what we have now. Do you think there's an appropriate description for what we're seeing in AI now and how it relates to maybe the bubbles of the past?
Yeah, there's certainly some echoes of bubble-esque behavior, but we would characterize things more as a boom today. Generally, the characteristics of a bubble are a good economy, and overall, I'd say we have a good economy. Easy money, which is something we're moving back towards with the Fed raising rates. So I think if we want to characterize this as a bubble today, it's unlikely to pop in an easy money environment. I think it ultimately could end from a macro perspective, partially why 2000 ended if we get another tightening cycle.
But we did see, I mean, a lot of the surge in spending took place when rates were historically, relatively high, at least relative to the past decade or so.
Yeah, in the late 90s?
No, the 2022, 2023, and
yeah. A lot of those companies, though, that are so fully matured also, and that's a big difference between today and the late 90s, were that a lot of these companies, again, have really good fundamentals, so they were almost able to self-finance through free cash flow, so they're not as rates dependent as some other speculative parts of the market that have also gone up as well.
Yeah, and to your point, earnings will be a key factor here tomorrow and Thursday.
So when he says that the things about the bubble and it may not pop anytime soon, bubbles are elastic. When you put air into it, it keeps expanding. I mean, I'm not seeing any signs of anything popping anytime soon. I mean, the more I look at this stuff, there's a ton of good news coming out. Trump reaffirms U.S.-Japan trade ties, signs minerals deal in meeting with new PM. I mean, I think this week's going to be really bullish.
We get earnings from the 5 companies that account for a quarter of the S&P 500. Do you think we'll hear from them that the AI theme is all systems go, and how much margin of error do you think the market will give them for the results that come out?
Well, I think unless there's a real bomb being dropped, proverbially, that what we've seen in the last couple of years is markets have moved from a couple of the Mag 7 stocks or AI stocks, and then will rotate over a period of time to other ones. So between Microsoft, Meta, Google, Amazon, Apple, there's always a few of those names that are shining. So what comes out of this earnings season could perhaps propel the best 2 or 3 going forward. We're viewing this from a macro perspective, and we don't really see any macro headwinds to stopping this story. And ultimately, listening to our technology strategists, we hear that things are still have momentum to carry on.
Yeah, I saw in the notes that you believe that earnings will be the key factor in 2026 too, as markets have priced out nearly all macro risks. And I just wanted to kind of push you on that a little bit, because the last few weeks were pretty volatile as it pertained to trade tensions back in the forefront. Of course, now they've abated somewhat. There were the credit risks at the regional banks. That also has abated somewhat. So it seems like investors are still attuned to the macro risks.
Absolutely.
But maybe you believe that they're kind of self-correcting in a way that tunes them out pretty quickly?
Yeah. If you think about the last 3 years, markets drifted up pretty broadly. I mean, the index has been led by AI stocks because of stronger earnings, but you've seen a broad improvement because inflation risks have come down. Rates moving higher, risks have come down. Recession risks, I would say, have come down. And to the extent people are still worried about softening labor markets, it's being somewhat offset by falling interest rates. And in a backdrop where people are still so focused on inflation, I think that can persist for quite a while longer. Markets are going to continue to absolutely be very attuned to macro, but we got here today because the market's current view of the macro outlook is that risks are very low. Of course, if something pops up, markets will react, as we saw last week and the week before and the week before. But ultimately, whether these things go from being idiosyncratic sector issues to being systemic is really the key question. We don't think unemployment's going to be rising sharp enough to see that. And we would actually see that in 2026, we think the data actually gets better, and the biggest risk to the market, or perhaps the next correction, could be because things are overheating and the market has to price out some of those rate cuts.
Joining.
So, I mean, I think he's right with a lot of this. I mean, I don't want to go full bull mode, but I think the next thing we're going to hear is, when are we going to have a $5 trillion company? When is Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Apple crossing over the 5 trillion mark? I believe Apple just crossed over 4 trillion. That's going to be the next thing people start talking about. I mean, this is pretty wild. And luckily, I think a lot of us are in a lot of these names. I mean, let me bring up Webull. Chris got me on Webull, and I actually like the platform. I was using it for bonds. Pretty interesting. I mean, this is Apple is. Who would have thought Apple would have been 270 right now? I mean, that was not in my outlook. I mean, this got down to 175 or so during April, and now we're approaching 270. It's just, even Amazon is freaking moving. I think we're going to look back on the trade war, or if you even want to call it a trade war, as one of the biggest opportunities we had in a long time. I mean, look at NVIDIA. Think about what we went through with NVIDIA this year. Trade war, DeepSeek. I mean, NVIDIA was at 90, what was that, 94.30. 94.30 6 months ago. This is crazy. What do you mean audio? What's wrong with the audio? Is the audio better now? Oh, why are they saying fix the audio? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, NVIDIA more than doubling in 6 months is freaking crazy. All right, I guess there's a setting that I have to check off. I mean, look at this on SoFi. I mean, this is pretty crazy. The fact that we were at 10 in April on SoFi, and we are now approaching 32. And today, I mean, look, when we went under 30, I started getting worried that it was going to completely sell off. And then when we got to 29, I thought we were going to 25. I know that those of you who watch the FinTech Frenzy on Fridays heard me say it. I mean, I said that there was a chance we were going to 25, a chance we were going to 35. I had no idea where we were going. The fact that this got backstopped somehow, I did not look at the order book, but I mean, this is a great reversal today. And I think there's a lot of people that are really happy right now. Really happy. I mean, I actually put out an article on Seeking Alpha. I'll link it in the chat. I wrote it this morning. I wanted to get it out for everybody. So hold on. If you're interested, it's hot off the press. It came out, I think, 30 minutes ago or so. I am very bullish on SoFi. My tune is changing a little bit, and I think 2026 is going to be an incredible year for them. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen next year, but I think it's going higher, not lower. So we'll see. Meta, Old Faithful. Look, I think Meta goes higher. Meta is one of those companies that I absolutely love. I mean, once again, look where we were with Meta. Meta was around 483. 483 in April, and now we're above 750 again. I mean, look, Meta could break out at the end of the year after earnings this week. I mean, I'm expecting a crush on the top and bottom line, an absolute crush. So we'll see. Who's their competition? Think about it. They have basically a monopoly on freaking ads with Alphabet. Amazon's in a very distant third place, but who's their competition on social media? I mean, they absolutely are crushing it, and I think that they're going to create a lot of value for their advertisers with AI, and I think that they are going to be able to expand earnings a ton. Yes, I said higher. I said higher. We're going higher, I think. I'm just not seeing anything that's going to take this down at the moment, unless, look, over the next couple of days, if we don't get good earnings out of the big five, we're going much lower. But is there anything out there that's going to make us think that we're not getting strong earnings out of them? I mean, I'm not seeing it. So I'm really interested for the big five. This is going to be a crazy week. And don't forget, we got a rate cut coming tomorrow. If he doesn't cut rates, that could throw a monkey wrench in the bingo cards. But I mean, what are the chances that he doesn't cut by 25 bips? You have unemployment going up. So I think he's going to have to. And we'll see where he is. I mean, wow. Wells Fargo's raising Bank of America price target. Let me see if I can bring this in. Hold on. I don't think it's going to let me. It's got to be something when I hit share on that I'm not able to share it. I don't know why. Very annoying. This is very annoying. Where do I have that streaming from? Give me a sec. I don't know why I can't stream it on my thing, but oh well. And look, if Wells Fargo is upgrading Bank of America, I really think that you're going to see some upgrades for SoFi. And did everybody catch Note? I actually did not hear Noto really. I was half asleep this morning. So I am going to watch the interview on SoFi. But, I mean, did anybody see this, that the Fed should cut rates by 100 bips in months? I mean, by Paul McCauley? I mean, that's freaking crazy. Yes, I saw PayPal's paying a dividend. Pretty wild. Here's something that's wild. QQQ is a final trade. Who came up with that idea? Who came up with that idea? Can you hear this? Why is it saying no? Hold on. I gotta remember to flick that button.
Power,
be able to hear it now.
Okay. VST.
All right, it's really original. Down 3.5%.
Yep.
Joe T.
PayPal CEO Alex Chris is engineering a turnaround.
All right, Josh.
Netflix tussling with the 200-day. I think it'll reverse back above.
And Anastasia.
QQQ, stick with what's working. It could be a big week for it.
Yep, no doubt. All starting tomorrow. I'll see you on closing bell.
All right. Anastasia says freaking QQQ, stick with what's working. I mean, this is freaking crazy. Yeah, I mean, sorry, I don't do this all the time, and clicking little buttons that you can barely see. I mean, not easy, not easy. All right, what did this guy say about rates?
Joining us now is Paul McCulley, former chief economist at PIMCO, currently an adjunct professor at Georgetown's McDonough School of Business. Thank you both for being here, for commenting. I want to get your perspective, Paul, because Steve just outlined his survey where he said, I believe the numbers, and correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, 66% said the Fed should cut, but 92% believe they will cut.
Yep, that's right.
So that's a pretty big distinction. How should we kind of distill that?
I actually agree with the conclusion of Steve's survey, and I also think very strongly that not only will the Fed cut 100 basis points in the months immediately ahead, but that it should. So for me, the numbers are the same. Will they and should they? And I think they should get down to about 3%, 100 basis points south of where we are, reflecting both the macro as well as what's going on in the market. From the macro perspective, clearly we've seen softening in the labor market, and we can talk about the reasons, but the bottom line is the labor market has softened and we have downside risk there. So the Fed, from a risk management perspective, should not be restrictive. It should be neutral. So I think that's the bottom line on the macro. And from the marketplace, the Treasury market, the SoFi market, has already discounted a 3% policy rate. So the Fed needs to validate what the market has already discounted in order to sustain the financial conditions, which are easier, but are easier on the presumption that the Fed's going to cut 100 basis points. So I think we have things in a pretty nice alignment right now.
Paul, I've already discounted being a billionaire and retiring, pretty soon. and that doesn't make it so.
That's the Fed fairy godmother, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You wish for it and then it happens.
Paul, my question is this. It seems like there is some division on the Fed, maybe not about cutting to your neutral point, because I think if you write down neutral as a Fed official, it means you sort of think that's where you ought to be, right? But there is some debate about the speed with which you get there. You said 100 in the coming months. The survey suggests 100 through the end of 2026. How cautious would you be about getting to neutral? And what is the signal the Fed sends by the speed with which it moves?
I think caution in these circumstances is defined by measured and predictable, and also, quite frankly, not terribly data dependent. So when I say the months immediately ahead, I'm thinking in terms of a steady march at each of the next 3 or 4 FOMC meetings of 25 basis points, and the Fed resisting getting wrapped around the axle. Should we do 50? Should we front load? And all of that sort of stuff. So I think that the issue of caution is to say without saying we're going to 3% in a measured sort of way, and do it without a lot of herky-jerky behavior. And for me, that is unlikely to reinforce negative psychology in the marketplace.
All right, here's where I'm at on rates. I do think we're going to get 100 bips reduction. I don't think we're going to get it until next September. We have a new Fed chair coming in May. The new Fed chair is going to be definitely aligned with President Trump's vision of lower rates. I think we're going to need a lower rate environment to spur entrepreneurship again. Dougie, yes, I took the day off, and this is what I am doing on my day off. Like to hang out with everybody here, talk about stocks. And look, Powell likely cuts tomorrow. He likely cuts in December. So you got 2 cuts coming there. Did we just hit 2? Oh, Jesus. Hold on. You guys are going to force me to get a cowbell like a minute. I'm not doing it. NVIDIA is about to pump past 2. Oh, it did hit 203. Now it's at 202.95. This is crazy. It's crazy that companies of this size can move this much in a day. Think about the amount of market cap it just added. Get a flute? And what am I supposed to do? Learn how to play the freaking thing from Zelda? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get a little recorder and learn how to play the thing from Zelda. That'll be my shtick, like way Mitt does a cowbell. Oh my God. Look, Tanner was right, everybody. Tanner and I had a disagreement. I said 185. He said it was going over 200 in 2025. Obviously, Tanner was right. I mean, this is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. This is probably driving Chris insane. I'll call him later and see what he says. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is, you can't even say it's selling off. It's up almost 6% today. Think about that. 6%. Oh my God. So on a trillion market cap, that's 60 billion of market cap. So you're up, what, 250, 270 billion in market cap today? You're up the entire market cap of Salesforce in a day. I'm excited. I mean, maybe we do get a melt up. We really could get a melt up at this point. What's funny is the energy sector isn't running. I mean, look at Energy Transfer. I still really like Energy Transfer. And I said that you're not going to hit a double on this. But I mean, getting paid 8% to sit here with pipelines is interesting. Yeah, I should throw SPY and QQQ on this. If I'm going to start using this so I don't have to worry about my accounts being shown, I should add, what other things should I add? Yeah, that's why I'm using Webull, because I don't have an account with them, so I don't have to worry about hitting anything. And I actually do like the product. I may open a fake account so I can get all the features unlocked. Man. That is such a crazy chart. I mean, do we dare say that looks like a 2020 chart? If you remember 2020, that feels like a 2020 chart, right? Listen, I'm not going to hate on TQQQ. Oh, what is PayPal doing? Do I have them on here? I don't have them on here. I stopped following them. I mean, it's still up 5%. Wait, what do you mean BM&R is going to go crazy? We have earnings? Is BM&R reporting today? I mean, I will tell you, I am having fun streaming. I could definitely have fun streaming. Okay, when is BM&R reporting? Does anybody know? Tomorrow? Okay. It's going to be interesting to see what Tom Lee says. Are they going to have an earnings call? Do we know? Man, I will not forget. I called Amit. I said, we need to look into Intel. I'm like, I got this feeling. This was at 18. I was like, I got this feeling that they're going to freaking do something. And then the next thing you know, Trump takes a stake. So we still got another 20 minutes. SoFi's trying to retest 32. I mean, we'll see what happens. 31.98 high. At least SoFi's closing near the highs today. I mean, I love it. I think that we're going to hit 7,000 this year on the S&P. I really do. And here's the crazy part. Forget about the little spike that we got right now. All right. What happens when they get included in the S&P 500? I did think that there was no way they were getting 45 by June. After today, I don't know. SoFi could become the ultimate FOMO thing because of people that missed Robinhood. I mean, this could really become a FOMO trade. Let's see what Noto had to say. I didn't listen to it. I should have listened to it. Let me bring it up. I want to hear what he said. They should make it where also share system audio is always checked off. Just for me.
There's 3 cents better than estimates. Revenue of $950 million, also above expectations. SoFi also raising its guidance for the rest of 2025. And joining us right now is SoFi CEO Anthony Noto. Good morning to you. Congratulations on some nice earnings there. We're looking at the stock this morning. Help us understand what's driving this, and then we can try to maybe look out into the future to understand a little bit better what 2026 may portend.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me on this morning. We had an exceptional quarter in every way. What's driving our growth is our unique strategy. We're the only place that on a digital platform, you can get all your financial needs served across big decisions that you'll make, like buying a home or paying for college, day-to-day activity like a SoFi Money account or investing for your future, or needing a charge card to pay at the point of sale. That diversification has driven really strong member and product growth. Our members grew 35% year over year. Products grew 36% year over year, and that manifests itself in revenue growth of 38%. We've been public for 17 quarters, and every quarter of those last 17, we've achieved the rule of 40 or more. We've averaged about 58%, and that's taking your revenue growth and your EBITDA margin. And this quarter was 67. So it's a combination of durable growth, innovation, and brand building.
So, Anthony, what is the product right now when you look at sort of the multiple different products that you offer in terms of the tip of the spear that's bringing new customers into your ecosystem, which then you're effectively selling, and upselling them other products? What is it that's happening here?
Sure. SoFi Money is by far one of the things that are at the tip of the spear. We have 6 million members. It's a very unique offering. It's the best of checking and savings in one. We give high interest, about a 3.8% APY today. We charge no fees. We provide reward points. You can pay anybody, anywhere that you would like. You can pay via an email address, via a phone number, via your debit card, via ACH. You can now do instant wires as well. So we try to deliver the best place to save, the best place to spend, to do it safely, quickly, and cheaply. In addition to that, you also become a member and you get free certified financial planning, because we're trying to help you spend less than you make and invest the rest. Half of the Americans in the United States don't invest today, and it's primarily because they have no discretionary income to achieve their goals. So that is at the tip of the sword. Another product, Relay. Both products are over 6 million products, both Relay and SoFi Money. Those are the tip of the sword. And then we drive about 40% cross-buy. It was a record this quarter because we have this breadth of products. We're using information that we have about you to help you borrow better, save better, spend better, and invest better.
So
that is helping drive.
Who are you taking share from? If you were sitting around on a Monday morning with a whiteboard, looking at sort of who you actually think of as your competitor set today, who is it? Because obviously there's the banks, there's a number of the digital platforms. I mean, I'm just curious what you would. I won't answer. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not what I think, it's what I know. We can actually see where the money's coming from directly every day, and it's really coming from the banks. In the United States, there's over 5,000 banks. The large banks have trillions of dollars of deposits. We're at about $33 billion of deposits today. We added a record of $3 billion of deposits. And those deposits are coming from the big banks, the largest banks in our country. And that's on the SoFi Money product.
Keep in mind that SoFi is in a position, and same with Hood, both of them are in a position where we're about to have the greatest wealth transfer ever in the history of this nation. Look, unfortunately, it's very sad to see loved ones go, but the reality is over the next 10 to 15 years, there's going to be a large percentage of a generation that passes away and passes down concentrated wealth to a younger generation. And there's a good chance a good amount of that will be going into SoFi and Robinhood accounts. I mean, this could be the tip of the iceberg, and not by any means. I don't think the big money centers are in any trouble. I just think that SoFi and Robinhood can gain market share. And I think that SoFi can continue this. I mean, they just did over $3 billion in deposits in 3 months. Yes, I did take the day off. This is not going to be an everyday thing. And yeah, the market, it's 15 minutes to the close. The market's definitely going to slow down. My predictions for Meta tomorrow is a double beat. I think Zuck's going to blow it out of the water. I want to hear what else Noto said, because I don't remember much of this at all. And I know Amit played it this morning, but I was exhausted.
Which, as I mentioned, is the tip of the sword. In Invest, we're really actually creating new investors as well as novice investors and helping them get up the learning curve. Within student loan refinancing, we really don't compete against anyone because it's a product that's not really offered by big financial institutions. I would say in mortgage, the big banks do not offer mortgage to everyday Main Street customers. And so in each product category, the competitor is different, but overall, it's the big banks.
Right. Okay, I don't know if you saw the news this morning, and I don't know how early you've been up because I imagine you're on the West Coast, but PayPal and OpenAI just announced a partnership where you're going to actually be able to effectively pay for things using PayPal inside of ChatGPT going forward. And to me, this has huge implications for the entire sort of financial community, because there's a question of both of the opportunity set to effectively partner with some of these large language models and chatbots, but there's also the possibility of remarkable amounts of disruption that could ultimately take place. How are you thinking about that?
Sure. There are two technology super cycles happening at the same time, both of which that impact the fintech sector and SoFi specifically. One is AI and the other is blockchain. We launched this quarter SoFi Pay, and you can now send dollars from the United States through a level 2 blockchain via SoFi to someone in Mexico and have it convert into the local fiat there in pesos. We'll roll that out throughout the entire world, and then we'll take the SoFi Pay app, which will allow you to pay not just via blockchain and stablecoin, which SoFi will issue, but allow you to pay any other way that you would like to. So it's a universal payment capability. So we're going to put the SoFi app in these foreign countries to allow international payments to be made. What I'd say about these press releases with ChatGPT and others is we're launching products. We're not putting out press releases. There was one yesterday about a stablecoin with a big bank. Let's watch what people actually launch and the impact that they're having. The reaction that we got from U.S. consumers and our members from launching international remittance, cheaper, faster, and safer than the current mechanisms, was really positive. And so you'll continue to see us innovate behind both AI and blockchain. One thing that we didn't talk about is that we will be the first national bank in the United States to launch buy, sell, and hold crypto on our platform. First national bank to offer that by the end of the year. We'll launch a stablecoin in Q1, which will help us really drive faster, cheaper, and safer payments as well.
FinTech.
Shots fired. I mean, Noto just went after everybody. And he's right. And he's earned that right to do it. They will be the first national bank to offer crypto buy, sell, hold. Stablecoin, I mean, I've been saying it for a long time with XRP. It looks like SoFi is going to do something very similar. I mean, this is shots fired. We'll see what happens. And Dougie's right. I mean, they're not ready yet. And I do want to see business banking. I was very clear about that today. I've been very clear about that. I think they're missing the mark, that they don't have a full wealth management arm. To me, that is just so much potential for them, because you're going to be in a position where if you do business banking with a wealth management arm, not only can you get the business assets from checking and all their transactions and business credit cards, but you're also in a position where you can become a custodial for retirement assets, get your management fee, and then SoFi already has proprietary ETFs and mutual funds. So they're going to be in a position where they can push or recommend those, get those into the suites of investable products that companies can invest in. I think they'd be able to do very well with it. I think XRP is going to be fine. I actually haven't looked and seen what XRP's been at. I don't check it a lot. Where is it? 263. It's fine. I'm in at 19 cents. So I'm really not worried about it. Let's see. Visa pump or dump. I don't follow Visa, so I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they do good earnings. I mean, seems like there's a lot of activity and a lot of money being spent, so that only benefits Visa. Yeah, I'm not surprised Salesforce will be dumping right now. Yeah. All right. So we got 9 minutes. SoFi's holding 31.50. That's pretty interesting. Look at you, Sergio. Look at you. Yeah, at some point I'll do a video on how I calculate fair value, even though it doesn't matter what I think or how I calculate stuff. Yeah, listen, I put out an article on QXO today. I'll link it. Chris and I will be discussing it at length next week, I believe. Look, I'm very interested in QXO. I'm not going to do a thing today on it, but we'll do a deep dive on it. But there's the article. Yeah, I'm a believer in SoFi for the future. Yes. Oh, SoFi article's out. Big Trey, SoFi article's out. I'll link it also. Hold on. Yeah, I wanted to get a SoFi article out sooner than later for everybody. So here's a SoFi article. Could you be a future Milkman streamer? Appreciate you really enjoying the content. I don't think being a full-time streamer is in the bingo cards, to be quite honest. Now, if I start pulling numbers like Amit, maybe it's a conversation, but definitely not in the bingo cards right now. I'm doing this for fun. Oh, you already read the QXO article? I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, it's interesting. I would do some more due diligence on it than just my article, but it is very interesting. I'm not looking at Amcor right now. I haven't been, so I don't know. Europe won the Ryder Cup. Yeah, I like Altria. I think it's pretty interesting. A lot of people don't like it, but it is what it is. What I'm not liking is more and more companies are talking about cutting jobs. UPS just put something out, so I don't know. I'm worried about what the future of work's going to be. Yeah, Tanner can brag about SoFi all he wants. I mean, he may be the most bullish out of everybody. I'm certainly not, but I'm changing my tune. Oh, thank you so much for the new member. I greatly appreciate it. There's some content in the members only section. I'm planning on doing more, so really appreciate it. Look, I like talking with everybody. I'm trying to get Matt on more. I'm trying to get Chris on more. Tanner and I are gonna do something this week. Amanda and I will do something this week. I want to talk to Roy about PayPal. Actually, I got to figure out a time to sit down with him this week if we can and talk about PayPal. I don't know if there's going to be an Amir episode, guys. Sorry. Maybe. We'll see. Look, he's obviously invited on the channel. I just don't know if he'd want to talk to me. I'll tell you who has a permanent invite, okay? Sir Joseph Carlson has a permanent invite on my YouTube channel. He can come on whenever he wants. I'll stop whatever I'm doing. He can come on. I won't even say a word. He can just talk because he's Sir Joseph Carlson. Let's see. Yeah, I like Roy's view on PayPal. I'm interested in what he thinks about the dividend. Obviously, I haven't talked to him today, so we'll see. I am still thinking about ARKG. I still have this viewpoint that genomics is going to be huge with AI, so we'll see. Yeah, look, Roy's a smart guy. I like his opinions and his viewpoints specifically because they're much different than mine. So I like getting the other side of things because he may bring up things I'm overlooking. Look, this is going to be a great week. 3 minutes out, and SoFi is 31.62. SPY is 687.40. NVIDIA's holding over 200. Meta's over 750. Amazon's around 229. Apple's 269. I mean, this is what a freaking market. I don't know about CoreWeave and Nebius. I feel like I missed the boat. The due diligence is not going as quickly as I had planned. Sam made a lot of sense, but I wasn't completely convinced to start a position in either. I don't know. It seems like after today I was wrong. And what are they doing? I'll throw them on the list. NBIS, Nebius Group. Nebius is down today. Why are they down today? Look at this. I have no idea why they're down today. You would think the news today would be good for Nebius, just with all the additional stuff that you're going to need. Yeah, I mean, if CoreWeave and Nebius fall, it's going to be pretty interesting. I'll definitely keep my eye on it. You know, I wasn't going to say it, but it is feeling a little too good to be true. I mean, look at this chart of the Qs. I mean, that's wild. 415 to 633 in 6 months. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Freaking Qs. Yeah, Tanner's talked to me about Shift 4 a lot. I don't know. Not that interested in it. I don't follow Coinbase, so I have no idea. This is legitimately crazy, guys. The market's pretty freaking high. I mean, all right, so where did we close? The market's closed. Where do we close? S&P 6890. 6890. It is up 17.16% year to date. Was this on anybody's bingo cards? It was on mine. You can go December 31st. I said it was going to 7,000. You could go to whatever that Sunday night was in April when it went to 48.50, and I said it was going to 7,000. I did not think that we would potentially hit it in September. I'm sorry, in November, but we may. TerraWolf, I'm not following it. So many stocks to follow, and so much this week. I mean, man, the Fed meeting's gonna be crazy tomorrow. I have no idea if Chris is looking at those, so I couldn't tell you. Reach out to him on X. All right. Well, I don't know. Meta is going to be really interesting tomorrow, guys. I'm really looking forward to that. I want to see what Zuckerberg says. I'm super excited for the earnings call. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to sign off for now. And I may jump on a midstream in a little bit. Actually, is he on right now? Let me see. Oh, he's not live yet. What time is he going live? Is he live? Is he not? He is live. All right. I'll text him. Maybe I'll go on in a little bit. I am going to be on tonight, though. I'm probably going to put something out at like 9 p.m. or so. Talk about what happened today, and then we'll go from there. So hopefully you guys can make it. Oh, Chef Paul is coming on tonight. I confirmed with him yesterday. He'll be on around 9:30, 9:45. So after I talk about stocks, we're going to get into steaks and we're going to get into pizza. So around 9:30, 9:45, Chef Paul will be on. It'll be freaking interesting. Him and I have killed some pizza. I can tell you that. Stocks and steaks. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll name it on the thumbnail, that stocks and steaks tonight. Maybe I'll name it. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'll see you later tonight. Out for now.